Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Again, this is Miss Brittany. I am in this video going to be sharing the visa application checklist, something very quick and fast. I don't want to make these videos too long. I'm going to list out in the description box below the websites and all that this information will be found in. Now, I'm going to also put the Ghana Embassy website, the website that I applied at. That's for people in my area. I'm in the Washington, D.C. area, so the embassy that you would apply to is the closest embassy to you. So since I'm in the Northern Virginia area, Washington, D.C. is the closest major city to me. So that is where the Ghana Embassy in this area is. So that's where I applied to. But of course, for those of you who are in different parts of the country and the world, you would just go online and Google, your closest embassy. So that's how you do that. Now let's get started. So as I said, this will be just a quick checklist, okay? On the website, on the embassy website, you'll be able to find everything in more detail there, but I'm going to go over some important key factors that I didn't know. So I want to share this with you all. Now, for the first thing, of course, you have to have a valid passport. Make sure that you have a valid passport within the country that you reside in. Me, United States of America, so I've got my United States of America passport. Make sure that, now you'll see me looking back and forth because I have the checklist here on the side on my iPad because I didn't want to forget anything. I want to make sure I give you guys as clear and brief information as possible, and then of course you guys can look and research all this. Now, like I said, valid passport. Make sure the passport is valid for the next 6 months that you're going to be applying for your visa. So make sure it's not about to expire and all that stuff. Make sure that you have at least one blank page in your passport because the visa is going to go inside the passport. So that's where they're going to put the stamp. The embassy will put the stamp of the visa for you. So just make sure that, and make sure your passport is not torn and damaged in any way, especially no water damage. I know that the certain codes and things and barcodes and all this kind of stuff that they put in your passport is very sensitive, especially with water damage. I know with too much exposure of sunlight and stuff like that. It's particularly on the biodata page, which is that first page that has your picture and your passport and all your personal information. So just make sure that you keep your passport secure and safe at all times. So next thing is you're going to need 2 color passport style photos. Now these photos are going to be required for your visa. Make sure that you get these taken within at least 3 months. I don't know why the embassy specifically asked for this. I would assume that they just want up-to-date pictures of you, and just to make sure that the one applying for the visa is the actual person. So they have their programs and systems of how they validate your photo from your passport to your photos, because your passport photo most times is going to be taken before your visa photos, unless you are getting your passport and visa with all in the same year and time frame and all that. So in that case, your passport picture will look the same as the photos you provide for your visa. Now, best way you can get these done, most simple way, is either go to your local post office, book an appointment with them, and you can have your passport photos taken. Because here in America, the post office is the place where we apply for our passports. So that's where you can go to get your passport photo for the visa. You can also go to shipping stores like UPS store, FedEx. I went to the UPS store. I went in, I booked an appointment online, and I went in. They already knew everything that was required for the photo. I just told them, hey, I need a passport style photo. They did it. I was in there about 10-15 minutes. Quick, easy, simple, good to go. They print it out for you and give it to you. So you're going to need that with your visa application as well. Now make sure the photo, and of course wherever you go, they're going to know the guidelines, but I'll briefly share them. So make sure it's going to be an all white background, 2 by 2 inches, not very big. Make sure it's a full frontal of your face, so like full of your head. Make sure, you know, because they don't want it to be cut off or blocked in any way. Personally, I think because they do some kind of scan or computerized thing, whatever they do to validate the picture. So just make sure it's within the rules that they've set. And of course, like I said, wherever you go, that place taking your picture is gonna know what's required. So won't have to worry about that. Next thing, of course, is the visa application form. Now, on the embassy website that you go to apply, the visa application will be there. It's going to be easy, linked, in detailed instructions of how to pull that application. Now, the embassy in Washington, D.C. for Ghana has changed all their rules. So now, due to COVID, only they allow you to apply online, and you're going to actually mail in your passport and all those requirements for them to validate. You're going to mail it in. They no longer allow you, as of now, as far as I know, they no longer allow you to just go in person right away to drop off your application and all your documentation to that's required. I think appointments are only like for special things, or if they really need you to come in person for whatever reason, but for the most part, you're gonna just be doing all this online. Now, when I did this, it was super simple, super easy. I actually like the online version because it just makes things cleaner, neater, and just more organized. So I liked that. So that's with the visa form. Now, next is your letter of invitation. Now, that's not always going to be required, but if you do have a letter of invitation, you want to make sure that the person doing the letter of invitation for you does it properly. The application on the visa website has the guidelines of what the letter should look like. Me, with my case, I had an invitation letter. Like I told you, I have friends who are in Ghana, so they were able to write me an invitation letter, just saying in the letter my purpose of coming, how I've always desired to come, the tourist places I want to go to. I'm also going to be part of a ministry program at a school for children. My pastor has a school there, so I'm going to be a part of that, which I'm excited to be a part of that as well. So that's going to be what for the invitation letter. Now, not everyone coming to Ghana is going to require an invitation letter or be able to provide one. So in the in replace of that, you can give your hotel information in tourist places that you'd like to visit while you're in Ghana. Now, single entry visas. Now, if you're first coming to Ghana, most of the time, the embassy is not going to just grant you a multi-entry. Single entry is a 3-month visa, okay? And that's typically for you coming just for tourist purposes. This visa, like I said, that I applied is the tourist entry visa. So it's a single entry, 3 months. You know, being it your first time, I would say apply for the single entry. You don't want to get denied because of trying to apply for a multi-entry and it's your first time. It's best to just do a single entry. And then when you, in the future, decide to come back to Ghana, then I can say, okay, maybe do a multi-entry. Multi-entry tourist visa is 5 years. Single entry is 3 months. So just keep that in mind when you are applying. Next thing is your hotel reservation. So You know, if you don't know anyone personally in Ghana, no one's hosting you and you're staying at someone's house specifically, you would do your hotel reservation. So the embassy is going to want to see that. I'd recommend print that off and mail that off to the embassy as well, because when you mail off everything off to the embassy, you're going to mail your passport, you're going to mail your hotel confirmation, your reservation, your flight itinerary with your entry date and your departure date, and you're also going to the invitation letter as well, if you're going to have that, and then as well as your yellow fever vaccination. Now, that's the next thing I'm going to get into. Yellow fever vaccination is required for entry to Ghana. Now, when you go to get your yellow fever vaccination, the vaccination center that's going to do it, they may recommend rather some other vaccinations. The yellow fever is the only one required. I just stuck with the yellow fever, what was required. Me personally, I don't like a whole lot of vaccines and stuff pumping into my body, but this one was required, so that's what I stuck to. They're going to give you a yellow fever booklet. Now, the place that you go to will provide this for you. They're going to list out everything as far as what's going to be required for the embassy to be like validated for you to go there and to entry into the country. If you do not have this, the embassy will not grant you your visa, let alone you even being allowed to go into the country. So this is a requirement. You must have that. I'm gonna blur out my information because it's personal, but this is what it's gonna look like. So it's gonna look like this. So, and it folds up into a booklet. You're gonna take this with you, but you're also gonna mail this to the embassy because they wanna see in hand. They wanna check it, make sure the signatures of, you know, the vaccine specialist and everything is intact. So make sure they will send it back to you. So don't worry, because obviously they have to send you back your passport with the visa inside. So don't worry, you know, they do this all the time. They are extremely professional. You won't have to worry about anything getting lost or things like that. And also your visa. So I'm gonna blur out this information, but this is what a Ghana visa looks like. Okay, so it has all the things there, you know, passport information, visa entry information, all that stuff, it's in there. So that's what a visa looks like. Like I said, I've gone through the process. I have everything. So we're good to go on that. So this is pretty much the end of the video. I just wanted to briefly go over what is required. Like I said in the description below, I'm going to put everything in there of the sites and things like that. Now, one thing I will say, for the single entry tourist visa, you can either do one or two services. You can do standard service, which is processing time of 10 business days, or you can do expedited service, which is processing time of 5 business days. I wanted to do the expedited because I didn't really want or have the time to wait so long. I didn't want to wait 2 days. So I did the expedited service. Now, standard service for single entry tourist visa is $60 for the application fee. Expedited service is $100. So remember, for the single entry tourist visa, $100. Now, I was said, okay, $100, not bad. It was actually, that's cheaper than my passport actually. So I was willing to do that, but it's totally up to you, whatever you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with waiting the 10 days, no problem. Do what you want to do. Or if you're like me, who was like super excited, like, no, I want it now, you know. I did the 5 days, the expedited service, but that's up to you. So this is the quick version. I know this was quick, but this is just the quick version. I didn't want to make these videos too long and too drawn out. You know, I'm building my audience and my subscribers with the people out there, all you guys who watch. So I don't want to make these videos too long and drawn out. I don't want you to get bored. So I just made these quick, informative. I hope I explained everything enough for you guys to at least have an understanding of, okay, this is what they're look for. But of course, like I said, in the description box below, I will put the information. Now, like I said, I'm in the Washington, D.C. area, so the closest embassy of Ghana to me was in Washington, D.C. I'm in Northern Virginia, which is considered Washington, D.C. area. So that was the closest one to me. That's the embassy that I applied with. Now, wherever you are in the country of the United States, I'm referring to specifically, go on Google and find and research what your closest city is, where your embassy is. Now I know Washington, D.C. and New York City have Ghana embassies. I don't know where else, or if there are any others. I would say just go online and research. That's what I did. Like I said, most people, when they apply for visas, they'll go through a visa agency. I didn't do that. I just did it on my own. Thankfully, with the help of my friends who know this process, thankfully they helped me and all that stuff. So just make sure that you view the embassy website. View the website because they're going to give you the detailed checklist of what's required and things like that. So just make sure that you go on there, follow their instructions. As long as you follow their instructions, do what they've asked, it's going to be very simple. It won't be a hassle. You know, your visa won't be held up in any way. It'll go smoothly for you. So hope you enjoyed this little video of the process of the checklist of the visa application. Now, my next video is going to be about the COVID test that's required for international travel. So it's the PCR test that's required. I'm going to have that next Friday. So my next video will be about that and all the guidelines and requirements of that. So remember to like and comment and subscribe. Help me build this channel. I'm going to be sharing the full journey. So, and when I get to Ghana, I will have the vlogs of the places I'm going and all that exciting stuff. So just make sure you stay tuned and look forward to the next one.